Hi everyone, how are you doing today? This is April and I'm from Nagpur. The weather is warm and it's very humid, but we're still going to make this day a very beautiful and productive day by doing a simple DIY. Now in this DIY, what I plan to do is, first of all, what I'm making. I'm going to use this throwaway, food containers that come whenever we order. And I'm going to use this old and empty milk tin. I'm going to use this macrame thread. The ball was bigger when I bought it, but this is all that's remaining after all the DIYs I've made. So for me, this is going to be a zero budget. But if you are the first timers, maybe you would have to invest in, a macrame thread, or you can even use jute thread, jute rope, anything you can do, you can just, but you need something strong to hold the container, and it should be at least this thick. Okay, now I'm going to use this craft wire. I'm going to use a pair of scissors, and to make this tin look nice and beautiful, I'm going to paint it. I have some oil paint with me, tractor emulsion oil paint. I'm going to use that because I don't want to buy anything. So what I have with me, I'm going to use that. So I'm going to use that and transform this milk tin into something very beautiful. And what I plan to do is I'm going to paint this white, and I've ordered for some labels to label it, and I'm going to tag it like I plan to use it as a cookie container, cookie jar, and I'm going to beautify it by painting it a nice dull cream, a matte cream. I'm going to paint that, and this I'm going to use as a cookie container. Then I'm also going to paint this again the same cream color. I will use it as a plant holder. And what else am I going to, oh yes, many times online we see this metal spoon organizers. You to just put your spoons or your forks in it, or your cooking spoons, your ladles and stuff like that. People are selling this online, metal containers. So I'm going to replicate it, and my plan is to use the waste and make something productive and best out of it. So this project is all about best out of waste and on a zero budget, right? For me, since I already have the macrame, okay, and I already have the paint, so it's a total zero budget. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to make some plant holders to hold these plants, and it's no rocket science, so I'm not going to take you through the video where I'm going to paint it and stuff like that, because we all know how to paint a can. So I'm not going to do that, but what I'm going to teach you is how to make a macrame plant holder. That's what I'm going to teach you. And I've also used, I have a old wooden cutting board, not exactly cutting board, is that roti, like roti boards, the chakla, they call it the chakla. So that, basically chakla, yeah, chakla. So I'm going to use that old one as a base to put my little plant on it. And I love pothos for some reason, and I propagate a lot of pothos, a lot of snake plants. These are all plants, on zero maintenance. You don't need to pamper them so much. It just grows wildly, and it just grows, with less love and less care. So I like, plants where I don't have to invest a lot of time to nurture and care for it, and it just needs self-love and self-care. So I like plants like that. So, and most of my plants I propagate them in water, very few in mud. So I'm going to take you through those. And I have not invested on my plants. In my garden I have these pothos growing very widely. So I just, whenever I want, I just go take clippings from there and I propagate. And now I'm going to show you my plants that I have propagated in water, and a little DIYs that I have made with everything that I have. Okay, so let's go and towards learning how to make the holder. Yes, this macrame thread, we need 4 strands of say 40 inches. The length is 40 inches. Okay, I've already cut the strands out. Four strands I'm going to need of 40 inches. See, and what we're going to do is we're going to put it all together. Yeah, okay, so all the corners are put together, and then all we do is we just fold it in half. Okay, exactly half. Okay, and one strand we need of 60 inches. Okay, this is 40 inches which I folded in half, so the length becomes 20. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this can. Okay, I'm going to use this can, and before I use it I'm going to paint it. So there are three things which I'm going to teach you how to do today. First of all, like 3 ideas I'm going to share with you. I'll teach you how to make the holder. Okay, now this is to hold the single pot, and if you want to make a a 2 tire or a 3 tire, then you have to increase the length. Okay, the longer you need the holder, if supposing if you are going to have 3 levels of plants or 4, so then you have to increase the length of it. Now for a single one, and to fit this planter, I have taken say in length it would be 20 inches. Okay, and the length of the rope has to be 40 because we are going to double it. Right, now this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cord, and this open portion I'm going to put it towards the facing down, and I'm going to make a little loop out here. See, a small loop. Okay, and now from this side I'm going to make some, I'm just going to roll it, twist it like this. Can you see? This is what I'm going to do. Okay, and you have to make it a little tight. See, so this is all we have to do. It gets a little knotted, but that's okay, this is a part of the game. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, and that's about it. See, this is the length of it. Now this little loop that we made, this loop, I'm going to put this through this. Okay, this is going to this, see, the loop, through this little loop I put the thread in, the remaining thread. And now if you remember, we left the small little thread down. We're going to pull it. When we pull it, the loop tightens. Okay, and then we have to do it little tight. Now what has happened, now this is firm. See, it's firm now, it's not going to be loose. And this little edge I'm going to just cut it, right, because this is not something we need. And that's about it. Now all these loops that we have, we are going to put it together. Okay, so it's going to all be together like this. See, like this. And now this thread that we have, the 60-inch thread, I'm going to take it and yeah, I'm going to take it, and what I'm going to do is, it's out like this, I'm going to make a little loop. See, I make a little loop like this, and this I'm going to put it from down. I'm going to take it out like this, and I'm going to make a very tight little, I'm going to pull it and make it a tight little thing like this. Okay, then I keep repeating this process till I reach the end. I'll do few in front of you and show you. See, we put this down and just pull it, and then you get something like this. See, and you have to do it very close, and you have to pull this little tight, so then you get a nice neat finish. Now this I have to do all over, right, till I come to the end here, right? So we'll do a few more, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete it and get back to you. Okay, because I don't want you to be bored of this lengthy process. I'm calling it lengthy, it doesn't take a lot of time though, but still for a viewer to sit and watch this, it can get a little boring. Yeah, so I'm going to put this and we'll continue the video out. So here I have completed this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this thread, I'm going to put it around like this, and from here I'm going to take it through, see, like this, and we are going to close it. Okay, we'll do this, and you have to pull it tight. See, finally this is how I completed the loop, right? So now we're going to take this again like this around, and from at the back pull this. Okay, what we need to do is tighten it. Okay, so after it's nice and secure and tight, I'm going to repeat this process for about 2 or 3 times to ensure that I get a nice firm knot, because I don't want this to open out. See? Okay, now this remaining portion, what I'm going to do very closely, I'm going to clip it, and that's it. See, we got a very nice loop. Now if you have, some people use even the wooden little rings, but the rings, when I found out from Amazon, it's very expensive. So what I decided to make this loop myself. Right now here, this is what I have. Now I am going to make 4 strands. Okay, I'm going to take 2 threads together and I'm going to divide it into 4. See, okay, and here. So now we have 4 of it. Okay, yeah, this is what we have now. 4. Right now, at the end of the loop, what I'm going to do is say this length. Okay, now let's measure it with this. Like, this is my tin, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this much. Okay, this length, I'm going to take this 2 of it. Okay, and I'm going to just simply give it a simple knot. Take it like this, give it a simple knot, and that's about it. Okay, this is the first. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat this process for all the loops. Okay, for all these 2 strands. Now I'm going to take this one, the first knot, as my measurement, and I'm going to make exactly the knot at the same spot. Okay, so here I got this, and I'm going to, now here I have the knot. So before I can tighten the knot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here, take the first one, and I'm going to just see, and I'm going to make the knot in the same, at the same length. See, so I got 2 knots. Now I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to take the other 2 strands. Okay, yeah, these 2 strands, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take again the one which is already knotted, and I'm going to use it as measurement to make the other knot. So this is it. I'm going to go here, I'm going to give it another knot. Okay, and before I can tighten the knot, I'll pick up the previous strand for reference, so that I get the identical, a knot at the same spot. So with our hands we can just tighten it. So see, now I have made already 3 knots. Okay, all 3 knots at the same, see, same length. Now the same, I'm going to repeat the process for this knot. Okay, for this thread, I'm going to make the knot at the same spot. Okay, just simple. We all know how to make these knots. It's not very complicated, no rocket science. Here we are. Okay, now I have this loop with 4 strands. Okay, see, 4 strands, and I've all given them knots. See, now what we are going to do is we are just going to see how this is. Okay, like to this end and to the other side, and okay, so this is how it is. Now I'm going to take this 2 strands and see up these 2. Now I'm going to take one from here and one from here. Okay, and I'm going to form one more knot. I'm going to use give a space of this much length, and even if it's up down, don't worry about it, because I'm not going to make the loop very long, so that's okay. Okay, so we just give one more knot. Okay, Yeah, I made this knot. Now see, this is what I have. Okay, now I'm going to repeat this process with the adjacent cord. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, now this and this, I'm going to make one more knot, and I'll use this as the reference for the length. Okay, like this would be the length of the other knot. All the knots we need to ensure that it's at the same length. It shouldn't be up and down, same length. Okay, so now what we have, see here, we've got it all joined. Now the fourth one also we are going to do the same with it. We're going to take this. Okay, okay, here we are. So now we are going to take this, the fourth knot, and we'll use one previous knot for the measurement. Okay, knots, when it's at the same length, the hanger becomes even and it becomes nice. So I'll just put it through this. Remember, before you make the knot tight, okay, you pull on it, ensure that you have the previous one to give proper measurements. Now if you see, all our knots at the same length. Okay, now what, we have two more left. So these two we are going to join it. Okay, here we are, we're going to join it, and for that we'll use one of these knots as a mark to form the last knot. So now here we are. Now what have we made? We made, see, this is what we have. Now all these little cords which are remaining, okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put it all together like this, and I'm going to use this craft wire. See, I told you I'll be needing one of these. So not the full, I just need a little half of it. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take it like this, I'm going to put it out here, and I'm going to give it few twists and turns. Okay, that's all, and we're good to go. Okay, and it's nice to do a little tight, secure it nicely, and that's about it. Now I'm going to clip this extra wire, and you see this little strands. What I'm going to do, I'm going to level it. So this is what I have. Okay, so now the plant holder is ready. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this tin and see how it fits. Okay, so here we are, we have this ready. Putting it in is a little challenge, but then till there is no challenge, there's no fun also. Okay, so here I have it all ready. Here we are, a planter is all ready. See, this is how it is. Okay, and after it's painted, let me show you how it looks. So I'm going to take you through few planters that I've made, and you can just get some ideas like how with simple things you can beautify your any space. Like I found my kitchen very something missing I found in my kitchen, and I was wondering what. Then I realized it was some plants. When you add plants, plants are like, it gives some special positive energy, and it's beautiful to have some plants. It without investing much, you can just add beauty to any spot, add life to any spot with these little plants that we have. And how I've made use of these little throwaway boxes, I'll just show you. Okay, as you can see, this is it's a 2-layer planter that I have made. I've used the same process that I just showed you. It's just that I've extended the macrame thread so that I can have 2 layers. You have to use the same formula, the same style to extend it, right? So all you have to do is increase the length. And this is how I've used my old bowl, which I it was like in a throwaway position, not usable any longer in the kitchen. So I decided to repurpose and plant my pothos. See how beautiful it looks. And yeah, I have another pothos, you can see. I've used this other box, a disposable box. So that's how the planter looks. I think it has really added some beauty to that little spot. And then I also use this old bottle, liquor bottle, to add beauty to this spot. See, I've propagated some pothos out here. And again, this is another throwaway. Okay, so I've just put a little stick to give it shape, to give the pothos shape. And this is how I beautified this spot with just about nothing, all waste. And we have online we see these beautiful metal holders, metal organizers to keep your spoons and all. They're so expensive. I just use those old milk dabbas and I just painted it. That's about it. What I've done, I put foam inside so that some leftover foam I've put it in, so that if at all there's any water droplets, it wouldn't rust the tin. It would just absorb the water. So I have made 2 of these spoon holders, organizers. Then I've used an old cutting board, right? The what do you call it, the chakla, the old wooden chakla, to roll rotis on. So since I decided that I'm not going to use it any longer, I just made a plant holder. And I used an old pot, old dabba, to pot my pothos. And I used this as a base. So all I did was to paint this, make this little plant holder, use a old throwaway box, and plant some pothos which I already have in my garden growing. So no money I have invested on this little makeover. And then I added another see, can you see this? I made one more plant holder, and I just potted some pothos in this, in another disposable throwaway box. And as you can see, they are so beautiful. It's adding volume and some beauty to my kitchen window. So there again, those 3 milk tins, I painted it. I made those nice plant holders out of macrame. And from the garden, I've taken out these cuttings. And in the old glasses, glass, I have just put water in it, and I have, I'm propagating it. So it looks beautiful. That's how the window looks from a distance. Oh, it's not so clear because of the glare, the glare coming out from the window. But let's see if I can give you a little close-up. Oh my. Sometimes when we make these videos, the lighting really becomes a little challenge, especially if we are shooting the videos in the day or night. Sometimes it's the lighting goes against our videos. But anyways, I'm trying my best to give you a clear shot of the window I have out here. And see, I've also used some old material that I have to make a little frill and to make these cute little curtains. I use blue because the theme of my dining area is blue. So usually people have reds and whites in the kitchen and stuff. I thought, let me do something different, something out of the box. So I decided to use blue as my theme in the kitchen. So this is how I propagated some plants, and I've made use of the old tins, throwaway tins. And what else I'm going to do is I've already ordered for some stickers online. So I'm going to put some nice black labels on it, which would add to the beauty of it. And I also have lids which I've painted. I'll just show you. Namkeens or anything, you can use it in a multiple way. So you see, generally what happens, the first tendency we have, we see anything like all these boxes or these tins, or there are a lot of other things, in a kitchen or in a what do you call it, metal, what is it, cheese. I'm going to use this to stack all that in it. And so I've also, as I shared with you, I've ordered some nice labels from Amazon. So since I've painted them cream, I've ordered for some black labels, and I'm going to write on it what is in it and how I'm using it. Like maybe wouldn't say, we get nothing out of it. Why not utilize it to make something good for your home, something beautiful, something user friendly, something handy. So this video is all about best out of waste, okay? And we can do it yourself in very simple and effective ways. So on this note, I sign out. Have a bright and beautiful day.